Good morning. Today we're working on perimeter. So there are a few things we need to know first. We've got rectangles. Rectangles are twice the length plus twice the width, or perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. For squares, squares are 4 of the same side added together. So perimeter equals 4s, where the s stands for the side length. Then when we have any shape, it's just the total distance around the figure. So we add all the lengths of the side. So when I'm looking at number 1, finding the perimeter, the easiest thing for me to do is to just go and say, okay, well, I've got 9 plus 5 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8. And if you noticed, as I was going around, I was checking them off. This tells me, hey, I've already counted this one. I do not need to write this number again because sometimes the numbers are the same. So when I'm adding them together, because I'm just adding all the sides together, I get 9 plus 15 is 14, 4 plus 6 is 10, 14 plus 10 is 24, and then I've got this 8 down here, which gets me 32, so my perimeter is 32 meters. When I look at number 2, I'm going to do the same thing. It's still an obscure shape. So I'm going to take x, and I'm going to take x plus 3, but 3 is in this own kind of column. And if you notice, as I go around, I'm lining up my x's together. And I'm lining up my constants together because they're not like terms. I cannot just combine them together. So I'm going to combine my constants and I'm going to combine my x's. Now, each of these x's is really like 1x. So when I'm adding them together, I'm adding 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, then I have 2 here, so that gets me 6, plus 1 is 7, and then I have my variable of x. And then 3 plus 2 is 5, so my perimeter is 7x plus 5. When I look at number 3, I can do the same thing like I did on number 2 and just add up all the sides. Or I could use the perimeter formula of P equals 4S. And I could say that 4 times my side length, which is x plus 5. I'm going to distribute my 4 to 4x plus 5, which equals 20, to get 4x plus 20. Again, you can do the same process of saying x plus 5, x plus 5, x plus 5, and x plus 5 to get 4x plus 20. It'll get you the same answer. It doesn't matter which way you do it. I don't care which way you do it. But just know there are 2 different ways. Problem number 4. Given the value of the perimeter, set up and solve the equation to find out what is being asked. So, we've got a rectangle here. Rectangle from the top of my page, the perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So I've got my length is x and my width is 2x minus 3. Okay? I'm looking for x. I know my perimeter, I know my length, I know my width. Let's plug them all in. So I've got 24 equals 2 times my length, which is x, plus 2 times my width, which is 2x minus 3. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to solve. So I'm going to distribute. I've got 24 equals 2x. I've got 2 times 2x, which is 4x, and 2 times negative 3, which is negative 6. I'm going to combine my like terms, which is 6x minus 6. And then I need to move all of my other numbers to the other side. So I'm going to add 6 to get 6x equals 30. I divide by 6 to get x is equal to 5. when I look at number 5. Okay, I'm doing the same thing, but I'm looking to find the side length. This time, because we're using a square, I use P equals 4S. I know my perimeter is 68 inches. I've got 4 times S, which is X plus 8. First things first, I'm going to distribute. 68 equals 4X plus 32. I need to get my like terms on the same side, so I'm going to subtract 32. I get 36 equals 4X, and I'm going to divide by 4 to get X equals 9. Now here's the thing, I've got X, but it's asking to find the side. So because I know X now, and my side length is here, I can say, well, 9 plus 8 must be my side length, which is 17. Problem number 6. A square has a side length that is 10 less than twice a number X. Okay, the perimeter of the square is 120 centimeters. Write an equation and solve for the actual length of a side. So my side length is 10 less than twice a number of X. Okay, so I get 10 less than twice a number. But remember, that word than is a tricky turnaround word, so I flip this around. So it needs to go backwards of 2x minus 10, which will get my picture as B. Now I need to go and find the length of a side. So my perimeter for a square is 4S. My perimeter here is 120. I've got 4, the length of my side is 2x minus 10, and now I solve. I'm going to distribute. I get 120 equals 8x minus 40. I need to get all my like terms on the same side, so I'm going to add 40, and I get 160 equals 8x. Solve for just x, so x equals 20. But again, we're looking for the side length. My side is 2x minus 10. So I'm going to take this x, plug it in here, and I'll got 2 times 20 minus 10. So 2 times 20 is 40, minus 10 is 30. So my side length is 30. On to the back. Number 7. An isosceles triangle has a base that is 6 inches longer than either of its equal sides. The perimeter is 36. Find the length of a base. Now, first things first, A cannot be our triangle because it's not a triangle, it's a rectangle. Okay? Then it says our base is 6 inches longer than either of its equal sides. So if you'll notice, all of the sides are equal to each other when I'm looking there, except for the base. So when I'm looking at B, I've got x and x. Well, this is saying 6 inches longer than either of its equal side. Well, if my equal side is x, and I'm adding 6, that's 6 inches longer. So that very well could be our answer. But let's just double check. For C, 2x and x, they aren't the same, and then 2x and x aren't the same, so we were right, it is B. This one, because it's not a rectangular square, I have x plus x plus x plus 6, and I get 3x plus 6, and that is my perimeter. My perimeter is also 36 inches, so I've got 3x plus 6 equals 36, and I'm going to solve for x. I'm going to subtract 6. I get 3x equals 30. Divide by 3 to get x equals 10. But again, we're looking for the length of the base. Well, the length of our base is x plus 6. So I'm going to take this x, plug it in here. 10 plus 6 is 16, and that's the length of our base. And finally, number 8. A rectangle has the length of 8 more than its width. The perimeter is 50 centimeters. Let the width be W equal W, which equation would help find the length of the rectangle? So, perimeter of a rectangle, let's draw that. I know that my perimeter is 50. I know that my width is W. I know that my length is 8 more than my width. Well, if my width is W, I'm going to add 8. For a rectangle, I've got P equals 2L plus 2W. So I've got perimeter equals 50 equals 2 times my length, which is W plus 8, plus 2 times my width, which is W. And the closest one to get me there, which all it is this equal signs on the other side, is C. If you have any questions, please let me know.